it's Nicole. Today I'm bringing you my Spookathon and October wrap-up. The Spookathon happened about 2 weeks ago, and there were 5 challenges to complete with the books you were reading. Challenge number 1 was to read a thriller. Challenge number 2 was to read a book based on your childhood fear. Challenge number 3 was to read a book that had a spooky word in the title. Challenge number 4 was to read a book with orange on the cover. And challenge number 5 was to read a book with a spooky setting. On my TBR, I wanted to read 3 books. I read all 3. I completed all of the challenges, and I'm super proud of myself. The first book I read was A Monster Calls by Patrick Ness, and this was for the challenge to read a book with a spooky word in the title. Monster is spooky, and I have to say I really enjoyed this book. I'm actually still kind of thinking about it in my head, even though it's, 2 weeks later. I loved all of the illustrations in it. I gave it 5 out of 5 stars. Next book I read was Covet by J.R. Ward. This was also the book we were reading for my In Real Life book club, and this completed the challenge, read a book in a spooky setting. This book is about a fallen angel who is thrusted into this game of sorts between good and evil. He is charged with saving 7 souls, but then there is a evil antagonist who is fighting for the side of evil. They each have equal opportunity to sway the souls to make a decision. They are at a sort of crossroads, and they need to make a decision whether it be good or whether it be bad. If they make the right choice or the good decision, then the tally would go in the side of good. Same if they made the wrong decision or they for the side of evil, it would go under the evil tally. And basically whoever wins, it could be either hell on earth or it can be complete paradise. When I first read this book, I gave it 5 out of 5 stars. This was a reread for me, and I dropped it down to a 4 out of 5 stars. And the last book I read for the Spookathon was You by Carolyn Kepnes, and this was for the challenge to read a thriller, read a book based on your childhood fear, and read a book with orange on the cover. I really did enjoy this more than I thought it would. It was kind of weird at first, reading it in the tense that it was in and also reading it from Joe's point of view. Joe is the stalker in this book. He has a very weird way of thinking. Obviously, he's a very strange character. He is stalking this girl. Her name is Guinevere Beck, and just reading his thought processes and how he really does rationalize every decision he makes. He really honestly believes that everything he does is for the good of this girl. And the way he rationalizes everything and the way he just makes sense of everything in his own head, it was very creepy. I think I ended up giving this 4 out of 5 stars, and I do want to do a book review video and discussion on this. I've heard mixed things. I've heard some people love it, some people hate it. Some people couldn't even get through it because of how it's written, but I did enjoy it very much. So those are all the books that I read for the Spookathon. The next 2 books I'm going to talk about are just books that I read in October that were not in the week of Spookathon. First book I read in the month of October was Stella Luna. This was a book that I loved as a child. In pretty good condition. I saw this copy at Goodwill. It was for like $1, and it wasn't beat up very much or anything, so when I saw it, I really wanted to get it, and I just flipped through it really quick. Obviously, it's very short. It kind of just brought back all the feels from when I read it when I was little. I know this book was in very high demand in my elementary school. Yeah, it was really cute and nostalgic read. The next book that I read in the month of October is Envisioned by Sherilyn Kenyon. This is book number 7 in the Chronicles of Nick series. This is a part of the Dark Hunter and Chronicles of Nick series that I've been reading since last year. If you've been following my booktube channel for a while, you know I've been trying to get through of all of this series. Sherilyn Kenyon has an adult Dark Hunter series, and then this is the YA spinoff featuring one specific character, and I'm just trying to get through all the books. I believe I only have 2 books left. I'm very excited. I really wanted to finish it long before now, but obviously I've been reading other books. I have not read as much as I wanted to this year, which is very frustrating. I had to change my Goodreads goal, and honestly, I haven't even looked at it, so I'm probably still behind. I've been averaging about 4 books a month, which is a bummer because I really wanted to read more, and I think I'm going to get even more behind this coming month just because NaNoWriMo is going on and I'm going to be focusing most of my time on writing. But that is it for my Spookathon wrap-up and October wrap-up. If you've read any of these books and loved them, hated them, please tell me all about it below in the comments. Don't forget to like my video if you did and subscribe to my channel. And you can follow me on all the social media platforms. All the links for those will be in the description below. If you're participating in NaNoWriMo, please tell me your username in the comments or message me somewhere. I'm on Twitter, wherever. I want to be your buddy. Can't believe it's going to be starting in 2 days. I'll see you next time, avid readers.